I'm a graduate. I cannot start farming. I cannot go to farm. How can I start farming when I have certificate? How can I farm when I'm literate? How can I farm when I'm a first class student? Your certificate cannot give you food, yet you don't want to farm. What do you think is wrong with you? You are suffering from Oibocracy. Oibo don't chop your oil. They don't chop everything within inside you. You see, I target Western education as the primary causes of poverty in Africa. Why am I saying this? Prior to Western education, every young Africans were already engaged in farming, crafting, food production. We never lacked them. But the arrival of Western education has taken away all of this. At the age of 18, those days, young Africans were already engaged. They were independent. They can feed themselves, having learned farming from their parents. Cure land, farm, and be productive. Your education today has no contribution in your life, rather than to make you useless, make you worthless. You become lazy. I cannot do this, I cannot do that. You're not selective. You that cannot feed yourself, you're not selective. You see, the Western nations are wise set of people. They know what they want, how to get it, and where to get it. Where can they get it? They can get it in Africa, because in Africa, we have everything, practically everything. So how do they get it? They come forward to give us communication, all in the name of what? Education. Knowing fully well that we, the Africans, were primitive, naive, barbaric, and myopic in nature. Today, young Africans rejoices because he or she can speak the Oyibo language fluently, and abuses their leaders, political leaders, who are not fluent in this language. Is this not barbaric? We need to learn to appreciate our civil and primordial milieux. By so doing, we will be able to get it right again. I am not condemning the Western education in totality, but the advantage is very little. The disadvantage is much. Today, Nigeria young man will go to school, come back without job, searching for job opportunity. A young man who is not productive, at the end of it all, might end up as a kidnapper, bandit, Boko Haram, thugs, political thugs, hoodlums, all sorts of devilish things. What are we talking about? What has Western education given to your family? Western education that made you abandon your father's farmland. Western education that made you forget your tradition, your norms, your ethics, your doings. Education that takes away your culture, that abolishes your culture in totality, that abuses your culture, your traditions. Education that inflicted poverty on the nations. Today, I will tell you that Africans are still but slaves, even in their own land. What are we talking about? Only the friends of the colonial masters has the right or the access, the ability to rule Africans. The friends of the colonial masters are the president of each African country. The governors in your state, each African state, are answerable to the friends of the colonial masters. The senators are answerable to the friends of the colonial masters. Then you tell me Nigeria is a sovereign state. Africans. There's no freedom in Africa until we let go of the European, until we let go of the Western nations, until we are ready to step on toes. What are those toes? The Western nation. Until we're ready to step on them, we will get nowhere. We need to wisen up. Nigerians, Africans, wake up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or what have you. I'll be giving you more. Thank you. Herobright is the name.